What's going on, YouTube? We coming back with a banger today. We got living in fear or excitement. We're gonna be talking about it. Let's dive in. First of all, I want to give a shout out to all y'all for watching the video. I appreciate it. I appreciate you diving in, and I appreciate you for who you are, for getting deeper in life. Let's go. We talking about how it affects us first. So when we live within fear and excitement, depending on which side we are balanced on, depending on where we stand in it, depending on if we're on the fear side or if we're on the excitement side of life, it's the same emotion buried inside. When you're scared, your adrenaline's going the same as when you're excited. Uncertainty in your life. Uncertainty in your life, depending on how you take it, whether you take it with fear or excitement, is going to depict where you stand in life. So I'm going to have a little circle right here, and we're going to put another one right here. This one's going to be fear, this one's going to be excitement. When you're living in fear, first thing that's going to affect you is you're going to have less opportunities. You're going to have less opportunities in your life. You ain't going to take as much things because you're staying where it's comfortable. You're staying where it's comfortable, and that brings me to the second point. The second way is you get less growth within your life. And the reason for that is when you're living within fear, you are staying where it's comfortable. You don't want to go out to the uncertainty. When you're living in excitement, you do. So you can just say the opposite for each of these will go on to excitement. Because basically every con that is in fear is going to be a reoccurring pattern that it's going to be the opposite for excitement. It's going to actually be more growth, more opportunity for excitement. You'll see that coming up. But within the growth, you get stagnation. Stagnation becomes not optimal for your growth. Stagnation becomes not optimal for your growth because it allows you to not grow. You get comfortable, you don't grow. So you need to make sure that you stay in on the opposite side, on excitement. Another reason that fear affects you, it's a lower vibration. A lower vibration is ultimately going to cause you to live a suckier life. It's going to cause less things. Now on the opposite end, when you live in excitement, you have higher. It's more return on investment. I like to look into statistics wise. Excitement is higher ROI. It's going to be a higher return on investment because the more that you live within excitement, the more cons you flip from fear, and that ultimately makes your life a lot better. There's a whole more list of this, so let's go ahead and dive deeper. Another reason why fear is, not optimal for your living is because not only are you living in a lower vibration with less growth, less opportunity, less doors that are open, but you actually get slowed down or even stuck. So you either get slowed down or stuck. When you're living within fear, the same thing that is with the opportunity, with the growth, with your lower vibration, it all makes it compile to you being stuck. You can't move in life. You can't get through things. You can't, you're not able to move quickly. You're still stuck doing the same job. You're still stuck with the same old habits. You can't break free of no habits. Your life sucks because you're stuck. You have too many anchors on your boat. Your boat's not able to sail. You got too many anchors. The wind can blow as hard as it wants, but with all them anchors, it ain't going nowhere. You have too much luggage on the boat. You have too much garbage. There's a whole bunch of empty crates that aren't serving you no good on that boat. So you can't be getting stuck in fear. On the opposite side, you're able to move swiftly on the excitement side of life. And this is just on the base level. I'm just barely scraping. We haven't even dove deep in life yet. Walking with, excitement, living within excitement will bring you to walking with purpose in your life. Now, anybody in life that does not walk with purpose is almost like a wandering meat sack, soulless, lifeless, wandering the earth. When we have purpose in our life, we walk with purpose and we walk with conviction. We walk with excitement. We walk with purpose. We live life. We experience the best. We experience the best travel experiences. We experience the best relationships, the best love, the best food even. We experience the best of our lives, the best of everything around us. We raise our elevation when we walk with purpose. We raise our vibration. Therefore, what our frequency is what we frequently see. So if our frequency is up high, you're going to see a world around you of the same. A king or a queen rides in a king's car or drives in a queen's car or has the king's palace for a reason. Because a rich spirit is rich in experiences. A rich spirit is rich in the bank account, rich in love, rich in relationships, rich in experiences, rich in the amount of freedom they have, rich in health. When you raise your vibration and you become a richer spirit, a richer soul, walking with purpose, you unlock a new level of life. You unlock a new level of this experience that we have. Walking with purpose raises your vibration, being authentic, living with excitement in your life. Walking with purpose. The excitement not only brings the best out around you and the best of your world. No, that's not it, my friend. It also brings the best living experience, the best health, the best conversations. It not only brings all that stuff, but it brings a richer spirit, brings a greater man or a greater woman. It brings peace to the mind. Knowing you're doing right. Knowing you're walking purpose-driven. Doing things that are purposeful. Makes life better in all aspects. The message I bring to you is to live in excitement. I went ahead and wrote all of the things that we went over, as well as a few other things that I'd like to share with you. Went over how it affects us living in fear or excitement, and we came to the conclusion there's more pros than fear. When you live in excitement, not only do you have more pros than fear, but you become rich in spirit, and that's what number 2 is. Rich in spirit means you have the rich experiences, you have the rich life, the rich bank, the rich health, the rich relationships, the rich in all areas of life. It's an abundant life. Rich spirit gives you an abundant life. Not only that, but when you live within excitement, you get more opportunities / doors open up for you in your life. You get to do anything you want. There's opportunity for anything. Doors for everything. There's an infinite amount of doors that you could pick from, and when you walk in through that first door, you're going to think, wow, there's so many doors I could have picked, yet I ended up in here. And now that I'm in here, there's even a more infinite amount of number of doors I can open up. There's so much opportunity as long as it aligns with you living within excitement, not in fear. Not only that, but you have a higher vibration or a better life that is obtained, that is achieved through so, by living in excitement. You get to have a way better life. A higher vibration is achieved because you are living authentically, in excitement, the best life. You get growth out of it because you're living at a higher vibration. You're able to grow. You're able to change. You're able to become a better and greater person than who you already are. And once you reach that limit, you'll think, oh yeah, that's the end. That's as high as I can go. Well, you better hit the road, Jack, because you can go even higher once you reach that limit. You'll reach a new height, and then you'll say, hey, that's even higher over there. To the moon, Alice. To the moon, Alice. you get to heal as well, because as you grow, you are able to heal, you're able to recover, you're able to live a better life because you're living on a higher frequency, a higher vibration. You're going to be able to heal things. You're going to be able to grow. You're going to be able to move forward in life. Ultimately, these three equal not being comfortable, not having stagnation in your life. Which also brings us to number 7. You get freedom in your life. You get freedom. You get to be more free in life because you're living at a higher vibration. You've grown. You're rich in spirit. You have endless opportunities. You're living within excitement. You get to be free. As free as you want. How nice does that sound? Free as you want. Do whatever you want. You don't have to live by no system. You don't have to live by no stand in line like a robot. No. You get to live the life you want. Which brings us to being authentic. Not only do you get to freedom, growth, healing, higher vibration, endless opportunities, rich in spirit, all by living within excitement, but you also get to be authentic. You get to be your authentic self, authentically you. The free version of yourself is authentic. You being free is authentic. You not being forced to do something, you being rich in spirit is authentic. Endless opportunities and doors means you're able to express your authentic self because there's endless opportunities. Not what way you want to pick, not the authentic choice of you is wrong because it's endless opportunities. That's what you learn when you grow. So what does all that amount to? That all amounts to living an optimal life. Right here, an optimal life. Living with an excitement is living in an optimal life because you get all of that within it. Wake up excited you got another day. Not everybody gets another day. I'm excited I woke up today because you know what? There's some people that haven't. There's some people that ain't get to eat today. And guess what? I'm excited because I got to eat. I was able to. I was blessed. I was blessed with the job. I was blessed with being able to deliver a message. All because I live within excitement. There's people that have it worse than me. There's people that have it better than me. But all I know is I am able to live within excitement, meaning I am able to harvest of the fruit of which I live by. And all of that will come with not being comfortable. That's what I wrote right here. I want to talk about that for a second. Not being comfortable. And you can see I wrote an equation right here. Not being comfortable will equal this equals that. But let me explain what it is. Not being comfortable in life is, you wake up and it's a little cold, but you still got to get out of bed. It's going to be uncomfortable, but you still got to get out of bed. Not being comfortable in life means you're able to move, you're able to grow, you're able to heal, you're able to live with an excitement. Because sometimes the uncertainty will be uncomfortable, but instead of living in fear, you live in excitement. Rather than living in fear, you live within excitement, and it won't be comfortable because it's uncertain, but because you live with an excitement, it almost makes that more exciting and comfortable at the same time, pleasing. And what does this equation equal, you may ask? Well, S equal D means stars equal surrounded by darkness. Stars equal darkness. Light equals darkness. You can have light within darkness, but you can't have darkness within light. So when you surround yourself in darkness and live within excitement and dig deep within yourself, you become a star. And all of those stars up in the sky that you look, they're only visible because they're surrounded by darkness. And you notice the stars that don't shine as bright get muted out by the ones that do. They get muted out by the ones that shine brighter, so shine brighter. All of this brings me to number 11. Funny we land on number 11. But infinite ability / life / opportunity / anything is what I wrote. You have the infinite ability when you are living within excitement to do anything you want, you desire. Have anything that you want, live, want, desire, experience, anything. You can list a handful of things you want, or you want to live, or that you want to achieve, any goal, any opportunity, any door to open. That's what all of this equals up to. It equals up to an infinite life. You get to live your life infinitely, free, who you are, authentic, the highest vibration, a higher self. Have any opportunity, any life you want, the ability to do anything you want. is what you achieve through living within excitement. I hope I brought you all some good value today. Live with an excitement in your life. Don't give up for yourself. Show up for yourself every single day, day after day. Wake up, show up for yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. All right? It's again another day. Just one more day. Let's get through this one. Come on, guys. Let's get through this day. Tomorrow I'll see you again. One more day. Show up for yourself every single day. Don't give up on yourself. You can achieve all the things you want, all the things you desire in life, and live through excitement. That's the message of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. Go ahead and leave a comment if you'd like. You know, maybe I'll do a little Q&A sometime soon. Leave a comment if you like. Subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I'll see y'all again. I appreciate you for tuning in.